everything you're trying to do in Dota is the same thing. It's survive, kill the towers, stun the enemy, and yeah, VP Prodigy have the edge in that. So final predictions before we throw it to the casters, guys. I think I know where Lizard stands. Harry Freak?
I'll go for Prodigy as well.
Okay, cool. Well, I appreciate that, guys. But now we're going to get a real treat for you. Our casting duo is prepared. OD Pixel and Fogged. Please take us away.
Perfectly set up all 3 lanes, and they're crushing these 3 lanes already now too. Good positioning in the lanes too.
I mean, well, this is the thing, right? Their draft, it's not really a comeback draft. You know, if they get behind at the start, well, what are these heroes supposed to do? Suneko is dead.
It's scary. Like, it's scary for Supreme to really do anything in this game now because he's fallen just insanely far behind in the start of the game. And versus DK, this DK is gonna hit 6 before the puck and take your tower.
You're in a 1v1 against the DK, right?
Yeah,
you leave this lane, you're losing your tower, and Suneko, he's gonna be able to take the bounty rune.
He got both of them, in fact.
All right, that's job done. He's able to duke out these poisons as well. He'll turn. Save's going to bring him low, but Save is going to lose this trade by the looks of it, so Suneko will be able to claim the kill. NiP are going to do it again. Eris here. Supreme will lead him with the Dream Coil onto the 2 of them. They'll look towards FN. FN just snaps the coil straight up. They will lose Ina. Lift up with the telekinesis. They drag him back. They'll kill the Oracle off. So NiP are able to, again, sort of take a bite at VP Prodigy's push in the mid lane. Still not able to really hurt the cause. FN still standing strong. Top lane Save will be able to take that DD rune. Turn towards Suneko with the Dragon Tail stun. They're going to look to chase him down. Trying to block him off as well with the illusions. Keeping vision on the high ground. They get the kill with the Breathe Fire. Now they turn over towards Supreme. Supreme, he's nuking FN down very low. FN has got a few 1 charges to rely on as well as a Stampede.
Then perhaps.
Top. We are seeing the 4 of them attempt to take down the Centaur. TP comes in, Save trying to help out DM. He's in trouble. The ice path for the pullback. NiP will be able to take him down. Making these moves as a mass unit. This is pretty much the way that they get those kills. Mid lane, Saberlight nuked down between the 2 of them, FN and Ina. Let's see if they can do it. He makes the call to snap the coil immediately, and it pays off. Just walks out of there. Stampede's pop. Saberlight tries to lead in with the Rolling Thunder, but it's just not enough damage to threaten anyone on VP.P's lineup. He has to immediately back out of there. Comes in with the swashbuckle. NiP still having a bit of a look towards them, but with the ghosts out, Epileptic Kid is so strong he can just move in. Eric does come in, did manage to steal the ghost, and that is going to play heavily to their advantage, bringing Epi Kid down low. Swashbuckle's off the mark though. Epi Kid's going to be able to get out alive. They turn back over, kill off Saberlight, and also Supreme in trouble. The 2 cores will die. And things, of course, yeah, FN getting this Shadow Blade as quickly as he can. You know, VP.P obviously know how far ahead they are financially. If they can start to sort of starve out the supports of NiP in terms of dust and sentries, it's going to get even tougher for the dire side. Up top, Suneko is going to try and juke. It's all right for TP out, but he will fall. Meanwhile, they do manage to kill off DM, and they will, by the looks of it, get Ina as well. Ina's been left behind, cannot get the false promise in time, so NiP,
he's
not going to
spotted.
expect this. He's not going to expect this at all. FN jumps out from the shadows. The TPs have come, and he goes for a TP out, Charlie, but already with a backup inbound to the outpost. VP.P claim another. Look how quick FN's playing. Immediately his Shadow Blade's off cooldown, he's looking for the next kill. TP's up top, he's checking out the situation. He'll lead in onto Suneko. Saberlight's going to pop the Rolling Thunder. In fact, no, he's second guessing it. Knows that Suneko cannot be saved, so he'll keep his ultimate to himself. Say Suneko can't. He's going to try for the deny, won't work. Poison's on him, Save pops it, and they bring down Suneko on the top lane. They are. Charlie is heading back to pick up his own bounty. They do have the sentry down, so they'll see FN. FN, can he still get in range for the Dragon Tail opening? He closes the gap. The Stampede helps out, moves DM in. There's the follow-up hoof stomp. Or he's actually going to save it for now. Nicely worked there with the silence to get maximum amount of disable onto the Terrorblade. Alone has gone.
This sneaky ward right now by Prodigy, this did not get taken out, and they see Charlie farming.
There's the initiation. More than enough burst to take down the Terrorblade once again. Let's see if they can get DM. DM's going to step forward. They'll lead in. Have they got the burst for him? They bring him down to half HP. The setup's there. The telekinesis into the Rolling Thunder. Ice Path follow-up. They're locking him down. Another bounce by. They'll get the kill.
Much right now, though. Let's see if they can turn it into anything. Charlie's trying to show his face in mid. The BKBs are now delivered on the courier. Epileptic Kid is going to show himself up front. And they're actually going to buy back.
They've got the disruption set up on a Charlie. BKB pops and they get immediately on top of the Terrorblade with the silence. He's able to dodge the Hoo Stomp. We'll get the Sunder off. It's a sweet play, but it's not cute enough.
At least something small there for VP.P as they're starting to back up. Supreme trying to catch.
He's dropped a Dream Coil onto the solo Oracle.
But he's got a lot of heals running.
There's not going to be any follow-up, and now he's sort of baited the rest of his team in error after such a great escape up top. Is going to be the first to fall in this mid lane engagement. Saberlight going with the Rolling Thunder, trying to chase down DM, turns back over towards the two supports. They have caught both the SD and the Oracle in a perfect position as they do manage to kill off Ina. Save, he's falling low, they'll take him out as well. Both supports are done. The NiP have managed to eliminate the backlines, but now with the silence from Epikid, the cause of VP.P, they're ready to fight on without their supports. They jump in, take Supreme, they'll get the Who Stomp and the Stampede away. Saberlight still trying to poke with the swashbuckle.
By VP.P, they're already setting up Epileptica, just so he's running in. He knows he has nothing to fear when he plays like this. The Oracle's pretty close behind. They're actually going to get the jump, and that is a very, very dead puck in a matter of seconds.
We'll see if they do check it out and see if he's still around, but looks like they won't fall suspicious to him. If he sends that illusion out, though.
And NiP, they're on the chase here forward, but that's a tanky Centaur on the front line. And they're actually going to go forward.
DM's ready for some revenge, jumps in, says, how dare you try and have a look at me, gets in with a Who Stomp, and suddenly Saberlight is eliminated out of the game. Epikid ready to chase on Ferreira too. He's silenced, they've got the rundown, and with the damage from the Exorcism, this Rubik will melt. Both heroes gone.
With that information, they're pushing in the two side lanes, but then they can look to fight pretty soon.
I think NiP's going to try and force Roche with this matter. They're going to head straight into the pit.
It's scary, it's scanned right away.
I mean, can they do it quick enough? They're doing, as I said, there's no Exorcism. There is a Dragon Form, though. NiP trying to get a jump outside the base. They've dropped the coil onto Ina. They do manage to eliminate the Oracle. The Oracle is gone. FN turns over towards the Rubik. The damage for this Elder Dragon Form proving to be a little too much, but Charlie, he's popping the BKB. He's panicking. Who's he going to hit? He turns over towards Save. Save has been silenced. They take down the SD. FN with the remainder of his BKB is trying to finish off Saberlight. Will find him as the Pango goes down. Charlie on the retreat now as BKB's worn off. He's got to run.
And NiP, there's no way they can contest this.
Not at all. Unless Supreme wants to go for some wild sort of jump in. Which, he may do so. He's outside, up on the high ground. He's been silenced. He's got the blink. Will get away. They want to quickly get themselves back into the pit VP.P so they can finish this one off. Saberlight's going to try for it, though. Rolling Thunder comes down. He's going to continue to mess with them. Will jump in, but he misses everybody. Doesn't connect on anyone there with that initiation. Now they turn stun onto Seneko. They'll take out the Jakira, now ready to chase for more. False promise. Keeps VP.P's Epikid safe. They'll go back towards the pit. Buyback from Seneko comes in. The Ghosts have finished, so they don't have the quickest way of finishing
20 on meta.
Now.
Everything else is available soon, though. Dragon Knight does have his form and a full Mjolnir finished. They're actually going to find DM.
They do. There's the lead in. See if they can finish him off. DM's got the Stampede though. It's Pop. Charlie pots the BKB. 1 second until meta. He's got it, but he doesn't want to commit for this. They've lost the Rubik. Epikid keeping himself locked down onto Snako. Snako will be able to turn with the Yules. The rest of VP.P still keeping themselves held back by Roche. Saberlight cuts across the Sunder. Brings Epikid low. The Dream Coil. He gets so much save. He's in with the disruption. Buying them time to kill off the Terrorblade. And he's keep the TP alive. Save with a clutch disruption. Will save the Death Prophet and allow VP.P to ensure that this again is another team fight victory for themselves. Triple kill for FN, 4 dead on NiP.
He, at the start of the fight, he just has to back off and run away. At his best game, but not really been mattering too much.
Let's see what they can do to stop him. Fortification comes to an end.
Those are the last 2 creeps that VP.P has. Saberlight did cut the whole wave.
I mean, should be enough. Look at FN go to work.
Oh,
Level 22 Dragon, Mjolnir, Crystalis, BKB, he has it all. As he is just removing the racks from the game in front of them. They see the jump in from Saberlight, going for the backlines with the Rolling Thunder. Shiva's Guard and self-fuels, he's up in the air. Still has the BKB and the Aegis to rely on Epikid, so no real threat to him whatsoever. They've finished off the melee racks. As you say, the creeps are now gone, but they got the big objective that they hoped for. They can move down towards the bottom, take the tier 2.
They want him again.
Oh, are they going to find him? Yes, they are. Not the smoothest Jules Who Stomp combos, but I don't think it will matter at all. He'll go for the self-heals. He does have an orb up. Will try and jump away. He's managing to break the gap a little bit. But save with another disruption into the root at the start of the phase shift. He's juking it out once more. But there's only so much he can do against 4 heroes. He will inevitably fall in the river.
FN on Era.
The same. 2 shots the Rubik. Because that's just how this game is right now. Unfortunately for NiP, and obviously fortunately so for VP.P. They really did. Honestly, I feel like you just have to go back to the draft. And I don't know if NiP maybe just struggled. They just ran out of ideas halfway through, but they just didn't have an answer to breaking away any of these this sort of combos that VP.P have. This lineup from VP.P, I don't think, if you ask them, I don't think they'd switch out any of these heroes for any of the heroes in the game. Like, this is literally what VP.P wanted to play.
No, they're literally like the perfect. They're some of the top heroes right now in the patch, right? It's the Death Prophet, the DK, the Centaur, the Shadow Demon. Like, Shadow Demon's banned, I think, all the games that I see, at least, because he just shuts down and prevents majority of everything. Same thing with Death Prophet, a lot of the games. Yeah, VP.P looks like they got pretty much everything they wanted. They're cruising with it pretty nicely, looking to close out this game here.
Saberlight is going to drive for the lead in, does manage to find the Rolling Thunder on the two of them. They go for the DK, getting down low. Epi is getting hurt pretty bad by Charlie, but the BKBs are out. FN turns with the stun over towards Supreme, 3 shots and the puck is dead. Supreme gone without buyback. Swashbuckle on towards Ina, does snap the Dream Core, but he's still alive. They haven't been able to kill anyone off on VP.P's side. 2 dead on NiP. The buyback will come out from Saberlight. Charlie trying to do his best, but with no BKB as it's on cooldown, he has very little to offer. The silence, the root, he gets nuked to oblivion, out of the game for a minute. Aggression from DM, jumping in on a Saberlight. He is dead for good. Die back on the Pangolier, and you can certainly imagine it coming out, and it does. It does indeed. 32 to 10, 24k lead for VP.P. This was a rough one for NiP, and we've seen this lineup. We know NiP has a lot more to offer. I don't think they could do it with these heroes, Vogt.
No, this draft seemed really difficult to play, pretty much. They didn't have good burst damage. The Death Prophet pick came, it was like the 3rd, 4th picks, right? This Oracle into Death Prophet, you're giving up like the bread and butter right there for VP.P, and then they clean it up with a DK last pick, which fits into what they wanted to play with, this nice fast-paced draft. And yeah, it seemed like they actually just ticked everything with their their 3 cores, which are these super tanky frontliners, and then a double save lineup that works perfectly with a quick kind of pushing tempo.
Absolutely. I will be very, very surprised if we see NiP allow VP.P to get a lineup of this caliber through the drafting phase in Game 2. I'm sure we'll see NiP wise up and take away some of these insanely strong heroes from them in the next game.
I think it's going to be VP Prodigy because they have a draft that we know what it wants to do, and they're probably just going to snowball with it.
Yeah, sure. I'll go with NiP because they have a draft that we don't know what they're going to do, and it's going to be interesting if nothing else.
I appreciate it. Really just textbook way to break down that game, folks. Thank you very much for that. Without anything else from my panel, we're going to throw it over to the casters, where Odie, Pixel, and Fogged are once again ready to take into the action. Have at it, boys.
He's just going to get hit, and the Soul Assumption actually gets targeted onto the Grimstroke, but I think they should be able to get the Mini with a couple more goos and hits. And they do.
The mid lane.
It's a courier.
Gets the courier as well. All right, he'll die for his efforts, but he'll tell you that it's worth it. I mean, 44 gold each, times that by 5. That is more than the 193. So, in terms of the numbers,
literally worth it.
It counted. Bottom lane. I think that's what you're talking about. Level 3's there. He's got the 2 points to the Sandstorm. Then they're able to fight back. They move him with the Ink Swell.
It's an Echo.
See if they can get him too. Stroke of Fate. It's got a hit. He doesn't even need to use it. The right clicks will do it. So, and Snake, they're getting split up a bit. It's 5-minute runes coming in. VP.P doing their best to secure the ones down. In fact, they're going to look for the kill. Saves there with the lead-in. Has the Inkswell stun onto Seneko. Burrow Strike into that Sandstorm. They'll have the damage to take this man down. Seneko will fall. Another kill for the 2 down here. Charlie will be able to move over and get that bounty rune. Back in on the mid. FN.
We see DM, he goes for just massive amounts of armor since he's playing versus all that minus armor at the start. And mid, there's that Exorcism. I believe it was after the Arcane Rune was gone, or it got dispelled, I think, by the... Yeah, it got dispelled by the Oracle.
Oracle took it off as soon as he saw it, yeah.
Okay.
But still, should be some good damage onto the mid tower here. With FN out of the lane, he walks back to base. We'll have a TP to return to it. 15 seconds to live the Storm. We'll see if he wants to come and put together a defense. Will be on his own, though. He will come forward with the TP, still feeling very strong in himself. Era's around, but they've got this ward down, so they see Era in this position. Save's coming over. He might be able to connect with FN as this Eye of the Storm is available and try and find a fight off the back of this. He won't be able to connect with the Q, and in fact, Save, he's going to get turned on immediately, but the Inkswell stun will hit onto Supreme. FN leading in onto Supreme, and he'll bring him down before any sort of heals or save come out. As FN just continues to just blow heroes away in the mid lane. That's 2 kills back-to-back on the Death Prophet. Damage was done to VP.P's mid-tier 1 team.
Kind of good look to be set up to having a great game as he did last time. Top Epileptic Kid and Saberlight have kind of been going at it a bit here in a 1v1, and meanwhile, I miss bottom.
Yeah, Seneko dying once more.
And they'll always get on top of him because that's the problem with Visage is you crawl. This hero has always been one of the biggest things that you can't move. If people get on top of you in the laning phase in particular, you're very squishy too because the build that you go for.
Top. They're diving in for Ina. And they'll find him on the cliff.
Same thing as last game though. VP.P just always constantly addressing your mid tower, and they're even going to buff up FN heavily, and he can go in.
Ooh, pop in the Exorcism here. And an attempt to fight back onto FN, and they'll get him. They'll be able to put him back with the Ether Remnant, jump forward with the Resonant Pulse. Era's going to be able to nuke down a second. It's double kill for Supreme, and they'll be able to turn it in style. Triple kill for the Death Prophet.
And
at this
tower.
time, see if Era can make the lead in. He's got 6, quick jump forward with the step. The Remnant won't grab him though. Hits onto a creep instead. FN trying to escape, and time's been bought for Epic Kid to come in. Jumps forward with the Remnant. They'll turn over towards Supreme. The false promise keeping FN safe as now Supreme, he's in trouble. The Siphons, they are healing him. In fact, he's not in trouble at all. Saberlight's in with the Aphotic Shield. Supreme will survive. DM goes in with the Burrow Strike onto Seneko. They'll take down the Visage. They'll lose their Ember in return. Epicenter is attempted by DM, but the micro from Seneko with that Familiar holds him back with the stun. DM won't be able to close the gap. Do lose the birds.
And NiP, like we mentioned earlier, they do have a strong draft if they're able to group up and play around it with their sustain. Right now, everyone's not here yet, though.
I mean, they know that there's no borrowed time. They're able to poke it out earlier by NiP's tier 1 tower, so they'll move in, kill him off before it's online again. See if they can chase for more. Drums are popped. FN's in, close the gap onto Supreme, who's tried to stick around. He does have backup on its way, but are they going to be able to do anything to save him? It doesn't look like it at all, as Supreme will fall. The rest of NiP, they've just got to get out of this. Seneko will be able to run. They won't chase on for this VP.P, so the rest of Ninjas in Pajamas will live for now. Chain saves there with the wraparound. Era's going to be silenced or not. Dissimulate will dodge it, but FN slows him down with the Q. Another step away with the Astral. He's trying to escape, but now the Soul Bunny leaves the other two of them. They've lost more heroes to Saberlight. He's got borrowed time. He will live. Saberlight, he didn't have borrowed time. He's without it for 20 seconds. He instantly gets focus taken out. Now behind the tower, Charlie's in trouble as well. The 5 of them surrounding the Bristle. TP's coming in. They'll rev it up. Have they got the damage to bring him down? He is tanking with the Aphotic Shield. He's still alive. Finally falls. The nuke him out with the Purifying Flames. Controls there for Seneko onto FN, but the save's there from Ina. He has the false promise. FN going for the TP out. They got any further cancel? They do not.
Fine.
Razor will live. Ina will throw himself back towards them, giving his life to allow the rest of VP.P.
He always is able to get the false promise into a healing salve on people too, as we saw there. He also has a shovel, which is like the best item on an Oracle. And yeah, they're playing really good as a unit. Again, now bottom, DM.
Oh. See if they can take down the Sand King here. Ina hasn't got a false promise available to help him out, as DM will fall. They'll be able to nuke down the SK now. Could try and chase maybe for more Seneko.
And they want to already get some charges.
They're going to try and go on Charlie. Jump in with the epicenter to get in front of him. Is there any sort of help in time? They're trying to head over to save this Bristleback. He's falling low. Charlie still lives, finally falls. They've lost the Bristle. Lead forward for Supreme, but there's the save onto DM. False promise from Ina allows him to turn, get the Burrow Strike off. This Death Prophet's in so much trouble. Supreme, or is he? The side for the Sleight of Fist, they'll be able to keep him alive. This Ember won't get out, as Ember will fall. They turn over towards FN. They couldn't kill the DP in time. Supreme was able to keep himself alive with the Siphons. FN, he's got to run. They're down to just the 3 of them. Supreme's trying to chase. He'll have the Yules back up in a second. If you can close the gap and find a further setup, you can bring this mid lane in, start to push on to the tier 1 tower of NiP.
They're really starting to recognize and just identify the damage on NiP is pretty negligible. Without Exorcism, it's so hard for them to fight, and they can take advantage of that with this timing right now.
The grab onto Saberlight. See if they can poke out maybe the borrowed time, but there's the pipe pop. He's got the barrier protecting him. Fortification used as well. NiP will be able to push VP.P off the tower. Keeping it alive. Now Charlie trying to keep a lockdown onto DM, but DM will be able to step away. Era being focused by Epic Kid. He's able to juke out the Burrow Strike with that Dissimulate. Epic Kid turns towards Saberlight. They'll pop the borrowed time. Looking over towards Seneko. He's protected by the Aphotic Shield for now. He's clumsy net out. DM again saved just in time by Ina with that false promise, allowing him to turn with the Burrow Strike and this Epicenter to kill off Seneko. Saberlight still running forward. He has to be a little careful now without the borrowed time available. Chains onto Era. No, it didn't quite grab him. Era does manage to jump once more. He'll live, but NiP, they have lost 2. Supreme and Charlie have got to be careful. Ghosts are available for Supreme. Charlie still staying on the front lines. He's going to be the focus. There'll be a buyback from Saberlight. Charlie getting melted pretty low. The save comes in from Saberlight. They're more than happy with just looking for Roche. They'll head in. See if they want to full commit with the Exorcism. They're just going to do it without, by the looks of it, with the
They killed him
nasal
so fast.
goop. Yeah, they take this big boy down. So now with
And
the edges,
saving Exorcism for the fight. I love it.
now they can look for some serious objectives. Epi just about to touch level 19 on his Razor. They
DM?
managed to get themselves on top of DM. DM, he has been silenced. They'll force him to the side, and a Burrow Strike will get him out of there. The Familiar's turning their attention over towards Save. Charlie trying to dive, but it's into a tier 3. They've got to be a bit careful. The Soulbind linking the two of them. Borrowed time is out. Supreme, he wants to commit for this fight. Popping the Exorcism. DM comes in with the Epi, though, onto the two of them. Saberlight's got to be careful. Another shield will protect them. They turn. They nuke down Epi Kid. As the Ember, he dies in the midst of it all. Over-committing and no save available for him, as there's no Ember. NiP are free to at least finish this tier 2. See if they want to try and poke for more with the rest of this. FM being siphoned. He's very beefy though, also having the Hyperstone, so he has that extra potential to kick back. NiP, they're still trying to just stay on this high ground, do as much damage as they can to this tier 3 with the remainder of this ult, and they will be able to do about half HP of it. So tier 2 and taking the towers up top, continuing to go full in on the physical. Crystalis is nearly done, so he really will hit hard as long as he doesn't overcommit and get caught by NiP. As this high ground push is coming in, they are going to have to respond soon, Virtus Pro Prodigy, if they want to put a stop to this. There's the route onto Saberlight, jump forward from DM with Burrow Strike, but he doesn't get the heroes, only the birds. FN has the static link onto Charlie, but Charlie will be able to break it. The Ghost now out from Supreme, popping that ult and using the spider legs to get into an optimal position, going onto the high ground to try and get to those back lines. Silence is available, gets it onto both DM and FN. The borrowed time is popped. DM getting nuke low, the Soul Assumption will finish him off. They've killed off the Sand King. He'll buy back. That buyback seeming to be enough for NiP to think twice about pushing on for these racks. They'll lose the Visage as these hard hits from Epi Kid. They do come in. You got to watch out for those sleight of fists. If he gets the crit, it's going to hurt. But Supreme runs in, again finding the supports, taking out Ina. FN slowing down Charlie with the plasma field. DM going in with the epicenter. And with that Vessel 2 on Charlie, he's falling down low. He's trying to run, but the Ink Swell will catch him. Zera, he won't be able to make it out either. Another kill from Epi Kid.
Yeah.
Does manage him to sort of punish the push. Well, as this happens, the wraparound's been made by VP.P. They come in on the back lines. Supreme is going to pop the Ghost very ambitiously here. There's 5 heroes around. As FN, Supreme is panicking. He tries... Oh, no. He tries to TP. He dies to the physical.
Already too much. It's already a big problem. He hits level 20 on Ember 2 and a Daedalus. So even more physical as they're going to find Era.
See if they can find Saberlight too. He's trying to run, but he just doesn't have the heroes alive to help him out. Charlie's going to come and he finishes the TP. Whilst most of his team are dead, he is tanky. He'll self-load, so there'll be a buyback from Era in an attempt to help him. But even him, he's getting torn apart by these right clicks.
Hit a bit of that wall of VP.P.
Yeah.
And VP, like, their itemization is just, it's beautiful. They recognize it. They're like, there's no armor, right? That was their whole plan, because even with the mid...
And now they're ready to run at you. They know there's nothing to be scared of. Saberlight, he's in trouble. Shield's already been used. They'll have the borrowed time coming out in a second. But they'll be able to chase. We'll see how aggressive they want to play. Epi Kid just moving up to the high ground. He's got nothing to fear right now. The Sleight of Fist just destroys the Abaddon.
Charlie's going to try to beat that front line, but as we've seen in this game so far, they can turn on him pretty quickly.
He's trying to get a reaction out of FN. FN will now turn with the static link. DM. Two-man Borrow Strike forcing out the BKB from Supreme. Supreme trying to turn with the siphons, but he's got to be careful. This BKB duration is pretty low right now. FN just turns, hitting back hard with the Skadi. There's no BKB left on the Death Prophet. He's out of the game for 70. Supreme, no buyback. Jumped in with the Borrow Strike onto Era. Era torn apart too. 2 dead. They'll move in for more. Diving here, pass towards the tier 3s. It's getting to be all over right now for NiP as VP.P. Their itemization, it just worked out perfectly this game. They knew exactly what had to be done. They abused the lack of armor on NiP's heroes. And NiP, they had the momentum at the start, but there was always that worry. If they didn't manage to close the game, get the high ground objectives before, say, 25 minutes or so, this Deso Daedalus build on the Ember and the free farm that FN had, it was inevitably going to take over at this point.
Yeah, I think Prodigy, I think NiP, they played pretty well throughout the draft, but it just like they had to like maybe get the tempo up a little bit faster, and they have to pretty much play it perfectly, right? They can't mess up exorcisms at all in this game. They can't have any of those type of things happen. Prodigy, though, like you said, I think they just itemized perfectly, and they had a really good just overall plan. And it seems like, I mean, I haven't gotten to see them too much, but they're really on a roll. They're winning like majority of their games after they dropped the first 2 in this tournament, and they're looking hot. FN is looking like he really wants to like put a name for himself again out there. Like 9-1 in 17, last game didn't die either. Yeah, they're looking real solid.
No, absolutely, yeah. No, just everything sort of made sense from what we saw from VP.P in this series. Both Game 1 and Game 2 looked incredibly impressive, and yeah, look forward to seeing what else they can bring out in this tournament. And unfortunately for NiP, yeah, rough series today, 2-0, getting knocked down here, and you know, they're going to have to sort of go back to the drawing board, come in with some new ideas as these drafts, they're just not working out.